Bro, so every time I learn something new in the New Testament or in Paul, I want to share it with with that one particular brother. You know who I'm talking about. Brother said two ain't better than one, but
Yeah.
then he recanted. I be wanting to share it with him, but it just never works. It just never works. Like I don't want to share. I'm not talking about sharing what we learned in First Corinthians. I'm talking more so of sharing what we learned or what I've been studying in Romans 6.
Roman 6 ain't never hit like that hard until yesterday, though.
Bro, I've been in there for a fat minute. That's the only reason I knew to pull that. But I've been in a different area of Romans 6. I wasn't just deep in that area. I was in the area of righteousness, unrighteousness, keeping the law, and grace. I wasn't just in the baptism part. So that got even crazier. But that's not even the part I want to show Buddy. Because, I mean, it wouldn't benefit him. Or at least I wouldn't think. I don't know. Brothers need to repent.
Really, though.
But what I've been learning is how do we read all of this and we go through Paul, and bro, I don't know. I don't get it. Now it's hard for me to see where brothers be missing it. Like I used to be able to see where you be like, ah man, Paul kind of talking spicy. It's hard for me to see it now. It really is.
I definitely feel you. Because whenever we first was in the truth, growing in the Paul will really stump you up. But it's been getting a little. Once I mean, the big bros gave us certain keys, bro. And if you didn't take your time with learning Paul, you didn't have those keys. You're just jumping in there trying to do it yourself. And it's easy to get confounded.
I'm just be falling out behind Paul, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, go read the whole book of Galatians. Go read the whole book of Galatians, bro, and you're gonna find out. You're gonna find this out real quick that you're gonna have a hard time wrestling between the law and Jesus, bro. Believe that. Galatians definitely tell you that. That's madness. That's madness. Then you got the other brother that said, where does grace fit in? Where does Jesus Christ grace fit in with keeping the law? That's another one.
My
What else is
soldiers
more
could run down
madness?
on.
You said what?
I said our soldiers could run down on that one.
Yeah, bro. For real. Another one was I think it was one lady. She had said something along the lines of, I don't gotta worry about sin. Like Christ already died for that. Like he already died for me, my nigga. I'm like, damn. All right,
I'm not what
okay.
you doing, bro. Shalom, Hebrew dollar. Shalom, Azaniah. Shalom. I'm surprised Shawab ain't
We
on
on
here.
straight smoke time, bro. I'm not. If you
Straight
want
smoke.
smoke, bro, click the link.
It's crazy out because as
I'm just
soon as you
playing.
said that, I was actually dropping the link.
He said I was actually dropping the link.
It's actually a link in the chat.
Yeah, might as well do that. The link and let people come up here and ask questions. Tie up for a quick second. You know,
I'm down. Say something. All right. Ahron in the country right now, so his connection might be breaking up sometimes. Oh man, like that. Oh, okay, he left and came back. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Look what I'm not saying.
I can't look, bro. I'm driving. What do you say?
He said, "What type of spirit brother's moving in?"
He said, "What type of spirit brother's moving in, bro?" I just found out the other day I got a spiritual body.
Hit the link.
He said, "Hit the link, Doc."
Just talk about
He
this.
said, "Hit the link, Doc."
I got a question for you. I'm not. I got a question for you, Azaniah. I got a question for everybody in the chat. You want to talk to me? Somebody talk to me.
Where the Christians at?
Oh, we don't got no
I'm gonna
Christians.
mute up because there's a dog right here.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
Man, y'all seen everything that's going on in Israel? It's getting crazy out there. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Agreed. Sharon Roberts says, "With what the?"
I'm back, buddy. Almost ran down on me.
Was he big?
Nah, he didn't almost run down on me.
Sharon Roberts said, "With what the Christian churches and Paul teachings, I can understand why so many people are mixed up. I can definitely understand too, man. That's why we got to actually take our time, and
Yeah,
because some people, man, they jump into Paul too quick, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that ain't gonna be the play ever. It really ain't the play, man. Really ain't the play. You really got to have some big bros who kind of give you some of the keys, because me and Aharon couldn't go into Paul and really just break stuff down until we got certain keys, like for real. Like the first key, this is your very first key. No matter what you go in the New Testament and read, no matter what you go read in Paul, you got to know you got to obey God. That's your first key. That's the first key you got to have. That's the very first key.
real quick. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Another key. Another key is knowing that everything in the Bible is not God talking. That's what Christianity teaches us. Everything that's written in the Bible is not the Most High God talking. When you get that out of your head, stuff gonna start making sense. I'll say that. Am I saying brothers is awful, brothers is wicked? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. It's just everything in the Bible is not equivalent to the Most High God's words. It's not. Now somebody gonna say I'm going off. I'm going off.
Yeah.
I'm going off.
Shalom,
Look at
shalom.
Look it off and die.
like an Israelite,
How brothers doing, man?
bro. I could complain, but we not.
All praise to the Most High. What about you, Aharon?
I'm all good. I just at work, chilling.
Esau on your neck, huh?
Come on, man. You already know.
Yeah, Esau been on my neck like crazy. All praise to the Most High, man. But yeah, I definitely been seeing what's going on in Israel, man. All praises.
You been seeing it? You seen all the missiles?
Like 500 missiles.
I seen that. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
All
But
praises.
you said you wanted to ask me a question out.
Real quick, go to Isaiah 60 and 18.
All right, hold on. Isaiah 60 and 18, right?
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, and verse 18, and it reads, Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation, and gates praise.
Con. So whenever you read Isaiah chapter 16, it goes into what's going to happen in a lot of days. The Gentiles are going to bring their substance to us. You know, we're going to be redeemed. We're going to put them into slavery. It talk about like and I'm gonna go to 60 and 10. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yet those nations shall be utterly wasted. I just was reading this so people can kind of understand the context where we're reading from. This is end time prophecy. End time prophecy. This is the latter chapters of Isaiah, some of the hottest chapters. But the reason why I went to verse 18, because it says in a lot of times whenever the Gentiles come and build up our land, build up our walls, this verse 18, it sticks out a lot because it says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land. If the real Israelites was in the homeland and we were further along in prophecy, how people really believe, because they believe they the actual Israelites. If that was the truth, verse 18 would be happening. There would be no more violence in the land. It wouldn't be missiles hitting the damn Israel. It wouldn't be doing that. So now we got to look at prophecy, and people should easily be like, okay, there is a lot of violence going on in the land. Something not adding up. Maybe we are the real Jews. That's the kind of provoking thoughts I need people to understand. It says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. And they got to deal with that.
Yeah, that's a straight cut right there. All praise.
That's a straight chop. You got all hell breaking loose in Israel.
All hell breaking loose. Like, it's legit happening. So, like who's telling the truth and who's lying?
For real, for real. It's another one in Ezekiel. Check this out. Ezekiel 28 and 25. This is a precept to go with Isaiah 60. And it's saying the same thing. As Ezekiel 28 and 25, it says, thus saith the Lord God, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among where they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. Ooh, that's already nasty. He said he's going to gather all of the Israelites where he scattered them, and he's going to sanctify. It says, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. So all of the heathen are going to see this. It says, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. So then we're going to go back to the land. It says, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God. And the key point, it says, and they shall dwell safely therein. That's what's gotta happen.
Bro, it's a lot of stuff problematic with that.
Go
There's a
ahead.
lot of stuff problematic with that. You read how he was gonna be sanctified, he was gonna recompense. All this stuff was gonna happen while, and like you said, the point of them dwelling safely in the land. Them niggas got in the land some time ago.
Yep.
Some time ago, and none of this happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy though. That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
all I want to touch on. It's just a lot that didn't happen. Go ahead.
it's a lot that didn't happen. If we go through the latter chapters of Isaiah, they're finished. They're finished. They are finished.
I agree.
Isaiah chapter 6. Everybody know Isaiah 61 is hyped.
It
But
actually speaks because my rib asked me, she was like, is this something in the Bible? Because she was talking to her folks again. And she said, is it something in the Bible where it speaks about how the land of Israel is going to kind of get destroyed? Or something to that aspect. And I had went to Isaiah 61 to show where it says they shall build up the desolate waste. They're gonna rebuild everything up for us. Because they gonna get messed up. That's how I wholeheartedly believe that. They got some stuff
right.
coming to them. Because we know America getting destroyed for sure. That's not even a question. So they ain't rebuilding this up.
It was a precept I'm looking for. The people who understand possessed it before tried not essentially at time. Bro, so how you liking the camp, bro?
It's really a blessing, man, that holds you accountable. Um, you know, their brother, and just being part of a body put me in the spirit. Want to do this work more, and so like I love it, man. It's the best thing ever. You know, as Zephaniah 2:1.
It's chopping up just a little bit.
Oh, Salaki, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I was just saying, man, it's a blessing, man. Just being a part of a body, you know, just being around brothers that's sincere and that have the same, you know, intentions as far as following the Lord and just having righteous conversations, man. Really the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, the Bible says, Zephaniah 2:1, hey, gather my saints together, gather my people together, O nation I desire, man. So we're just trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Well, you know, I'm just trying to do that, and all praise to the Most High. He was able to put me a part of a body, you know.
Powerful. Some people don't understand how powerful it is to be around just brothers who trying to keep God's commandments. It's a lot of people who are isolated from brothers, man. It's a lot of brothers. Like I know brothers personally who are literally trying to be in the truth by themselves, who are trying to endure by themselves. And I know that's not something that I don't want to do that. I never want to do that.
Right.
I always say this too. When you go to the book of Matthew,
Even till I can bring it out.
Matthew 22 and 37.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, and verse 7. And it reads, Yahweh, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. First and great commandment.
Yeah, read down to 40.
And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law.
Right. So this is a big part of the Bible. Or I should say a big part of the truth. This is a big part of your life, is loving the Most High God and loving your brothers. If you're never around your brothers, you're missing out on your whole life. You're missing out on your whole life. He said this is what life is about. Keeping God's commandments, obeying God, and loving your brothers. Loving God, loving your brothers. How can you love your brothers if you're never around them?
That's a fact.
You're just missing out. That's why people don't, they be in the truth for a year and then it kind of get old and it gets stale. You ain't had to deal with nothing. You ain't had to work through no problems. You ain't got the benefit of really um growing with a brother face to face. You ain't get to apply all of these different proverbs. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to do all of them. 27 and 17, Proverbs 27 and 17. It says, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. You missing out on all of this.
Right.
A lot of times brothers be in the truth, but the only thing they getting that's like the only food that they eating is through YouTube. A breakdown through YouTube. And that goes a long way, don't get me wrong. But if you never get the in-person stuff, the really building relationships with brothers, you're missing out on so much, man. You're missing out on so much. You're missing out on so much, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much on that unless y'all got something. But I'm glad that you got what you was needing, man.
Con, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and like you said, out on the whole thing. The Lord told us he commanded, right? I want to bring this out. This is Matthew chapter verse 24. Therefore, it's for whosoever heareth thee of my wisdom, I would like it.
Breaking up a little bit.
Like you. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24. It say, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I would liken him unto a wise man. But it said, which builded his house upon a rock, right? So the Lord already told us, hey, gather together. You know what I'm saying? Just gathering together is making you more wise because you're around more wise counsel, people that can hold you accountable, people that can teach you a little bit better, you know, go into in-depth breakdowns, what you need to go into, right? Brothers to correct you. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, you're becoming more wise when you're around brothers that actually being sincere in the word and truth. But you
And then you get the opportunity to kind of see how brothers balance out being in captivity and being the Israelite and obeying the Most High. You see what they walk is really like. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
You got a lot of brothers that, you know, lead by example too, and you know, showing you how to walk in the fruits of the spirit. You know what I mean?
Man, brothers be having mighty, mighty spirits, man. Mighty, mighty spirits. Yeah, I'm glad that you was able to link up with them brothers, man.
Hey, if it wasn't for y'all brothers, man, I don't know how far I would have got. You know what I mean? Y'all brothers actually put me on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers taught me so much. I didn't know anything about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The brother Jeremiah reached out to me. My brother the bar, so like it. And he was like, yo, like you on the live all the time. Hey, get at me. At him, man. And you know what I'm saying? I was just like, hey, a little bit more. Because I don't really know too much of anything. I didn't even know how to do a breakdown. So all praise to the Most High for y'all brothers, man, because y'all brothers really put me on the right path. So I just want to get all honor and glory to the Most High for that.
God, bro, I'm glad that we can make a difference, man. For real, for real, for real. You definitely a beloved brother in our camp, bro. Yeah, at one point, bro, you was damn near a soldier. You was damn near a soldier. You was honorary member.
Right.
We tapped in for sure. Tapped in for sure, man. If y'all want to link up with us, bro, it's not hard. All y'all do it. I'm probably one of the best contacts to reach out to, like on social media, like Instagram or Facebook. If you tap in, man, we'll throw you in one of our chats where we really just be vibing, posting up. We used to get in there often, man.
Daily.
Often. It used to go crazy in there. We was breaking a lot of bread in there.
Wow. That's taught me a lot. I mean, if y'all really want to get educated in these scriptures, and these brothers know brothers actually wean from the milk.
We'll break it down. We'll put you in a position where you got to break it down. There's been plenty of long sessions where I'm screaming at Quadash, screaming at Amanai.
Brothers need that, you know what I mean? So, because like you just never know who you might come across. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, they actually prepare you for that. So, you know, want to get more educated, man, hit these brothers up. They know what they're talking about. They know what they do.
All praises, man. All praises.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I ain't been chiming in because I'm in like a super bad area and I'm trying to get out of it. But yeah, bro, y'all gotta tap in, man. Mahara go in meditation station and break down the whole revelation, bro. Get through there.
Well, you know me. Hell no, I ain't ever going.
He got
breaking up. You breaking up. I'm kind of glad though.
Matrix. I'm kind of glad though.
He's talking about madness.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Kind of, sort of. You know, you feel kind of shaky.
Look, don't jump in the meditation station.
What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, bro, my bad. My cherry came and scooped me real quick.
God.
Hey, I'm right now, for real though. If y'all want to get learned in Paul, he can break down every epistle, front and back.
Well, I don't know about that one. But you said you got a mean breakdown on 2nd Ezra 11 and 12, brother? You said you got that?
I got a mean breakdown on 2nd Ezra 13, 14,
11?
15.
No, 11 and 12. 11 and 12, King.
10, 9, 8, 7, 11 and 12. That is the nastiest chapters.
Bro, the hardest breakdowns for me to understand, or the hardest prophecies, is Daniel, I think 11, and 2nd Ezra 11 and 12. Them is not the only two, but the only two that I've looked into where I just like gave up. Like, nah, I'm not gonna figure this out.
Bro, it's been a minute since we jumped in there. Because the last time we really jumped in there, that had to be like every bit of 2 years ago.
Yep. Never look back.
Maybe more, because remember I was staying in that townhouse. Yeah,
never look back.
I think we could do it now.
We got the
basics. We got the basics. We know where second Ezra chapter 11 and 12 started from. We know what it's dealing with a little bit, but going line upon line, breaking each one down fluently is nasty. It's nasty.
Yeah. I don't even meditate on going in there no more.
Man, it's hot though.
It is.
It is hot.
Our brothers had a question they wanted to ask you.
Oh, I have a few questions.
You got a few questions?
I think
Are you talking about the breakdowns on 2nd Ezra and Daniel? I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. But
brother, stop hiding talents, brother.
Hey, maybe we can do something. But if not, I'm gonna let y'all brothers continue going in the spirit. You feel me? And I'm just gonna keep watching.
All right, you want to ask him about the spiritual body?
That's gonna lead to a whole breakdown.
Yeah.
That's what we here for.
You want to pull up Irenaeus? That's the only way we can do it. Ah, bro. All right, bro. Real quick, Amana, we might call you back up. I want to give some insight on Irenaeus real quick
That's cool,
before
King.
we do any of this.
Love y'all, brothers, man. Shalom. It was great to talk to y'all.
Kind,
Love you
so
too. So, bro. So if y'all are not familiar with a man by the name of Irenaeus, you should get familiar with him, right? Irenaeus is the basically disciple, basically of Polycarp. Polycarp is the disciple of John the Apostle. Um, it's 3 dogs over here, and these niggas look mean. But basically, meaning John learned directly from Christ. John taught Polycarp. Polycarp taught Irenaeus. And the reason why that's important is because it's right there, first and second hand information. It's not down the line. You may hear me and Mahar talk about apostolic church fathers from time to time, and the reason why is because those are the people that's going to have the most pure doctrine, the closest to pure doctrine. Not all the time. You had bug outs during that time. You had a lot of bug outs during that time. I'm not saying everything that brothers are saying is gold, but I'm saying, you know, when it comes to um, popular brothers like Irenaeus and Polycarp, they're not gonna steer you wrong. Like the thing that Irenaeus say is you can't enter into the kingdom of heaven. You can't get salvation without keeping commandments. A lot of our breakdowns that we have, Irenaeus got the same breakdowns. But the thing about Irenaeus is he touches a lot on the Old Testament and Paul's epistles. Y'all may hear me and Mahar talk about Clement of Rome, not Clement of Alexandria. Clement of Alexandria is a different man, but Clement of Rome. Clement of Rome, he's a well-known apostolic church father. I got familiar with Clement of Rome through Deacon Sakari. He did a video over it. I went and bought the epistle that he wrote to the Corinthians. And guess what? He teaches keeping law, statutes, commandments. He teaches faith. He teaches everything we teach. Pulls a bunch of precepts.
So y'all know how Paul teach. Peter told you how Paul teach. If you ain't got your shoes laced up, you ain't got your boots laced up, you gonna get your boots knocked off. Because why? Paul is hard to be understood. Paul is he really a big bro. I am not lying to you. When I say Paul is a big bro, he is a big bro. When I tell you he had game, when I tell you he had wisdom, knowledge, understanding, he did for real. Like all of the people that we gonna talk about, they respected the hell out of Paul. Like just to piggyback off what you said, Aharon, Clement of Rome, if you read his epistle to the Church of Corinth, he quotes the law. How he talk about it's so easy to understand. He will literally his letter to the Church of Corinth. It was so butter. It was so beautiful. All he does is he tells you to keep the law. I believe he was quoting Paul too, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah.
Clement of Rome, bro. You read that and you're gonna be like, okay, it's hot. It's hot. I wanted to read this real quick because I share my screen. And just a quick search of Irenaeus. I wanted to read this part. It says, originating from Smyrna, he had seen and heard the preaching of Polycarp. Polycarp is a big deal too. Polycarp is a big bro. It says, who in turn was said to have heard John the Evangelist, and thus was the last known living connection with the apostles. So you got the apostles, you got Polycarp hearing from them, then you got Irenaeus hearing from learning from Polycarp. But when you check, so let me say this: when you look at the literature from Irenaeus, basically Irenaeus teachings, I'm gonna show y'all what it's called. He got a lot of literature, and I wouldn't advise y'all going to read this like it's the Bible. But I'm gonna put it on y'all. Is this off? Let me see. Yeah, let me get that. So like that, I know you want to get in there. I want to show him what
Nah, you straight. I ain't got number time out here.
this right here. His literature is called Against Heresies. Now, I want y'all to know what heresy means. Uh, this is what I want right here. I spelled it wrong. This is what a heresy is: a religious opinion that is opposed to the doctrines of a church. Right? You'll see the word heresy in the scriptures, right? Like, let me show y'all this. Actually, I'll pull it up on my. I'll show y'all. I can just go to the blue letter real quick. No, I want to keep this actually. Right, Irenaeus is crazy. What is that? Titus?
What you talking about?
It might be Titus. It says after the first and second admonition, reject.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know where it's at.
I want to say, look, here it is. I thought it was just eight. I thought it was just a C, but it's a C and a K. Anyways, it says, I'm gonna start from 9. It says, but avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition reject, knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. Anyways, I want to go into this word heretic. Let's see what the blue letter got to say. It says a follower of a false doctrine. It says schismatic. Yeah, this is what I know a heretic to be, though. A follower of a false doctrine. So after you rebuke or correct a heretic, like someone who's a follower of a false doctrine, you might rebuke them, try and deal with them once or twice. After that, it might be wise to just reject them, to not try and dive into that. So now you got one of our early church fathers, Irenaeus. He has a whole literature, and it's called Against Heresies. So he's literally cutting down all of their doctrines, all of their false doctrines. He's going into them, and he's cutting them with the scriptures. He'll go into what Paul said. He'll use that to their benefit. He's clearing up, like, it'll be a scripture that people will take and they'll subvert it and turn it into a false doctrine. He'll go into that scripture and he'll teach it and really bring forth edification. And yeah, that's all I had to say for right now.
Um, a big thing during back in the day was Gnosticism, and they all got different types of doctrines. But you got some men back in the day. A doctrine was this: uh, the God of the Old Testament was wicked and evil, but Christ is the God of the New Testament, and He's all about mercy, peace, and love. Irenaeus attacks that. He says, no, there is no different God. We worship God the Father. He's still the God, and Jesus Christ is his son. God the Father has always been merciful, so on and so forth. He attacks that because a lot of people were coming up with doctrine saying that God was evil, God was this, God was that back in the Old Testament, right? That was a doctrine. You had more doctrines coming up, doctrine of the Nicolaitans, right? Which in Revelation Christ says he hates. Where in their doctrine, they would use the grace of Christ to go and commit adultery and a lot of other forms of wickedness, right? But I know I believe adultery was one of their main things that they used. They would use that. They would try to say, "Great, we're covered in grace, so we can do these things." Even back then, people was doing that. Irenaeus attacks that doctrine. He attacks all these things that these people are coming up with. And like I said, he teaches the same stuff that we teach, but he goes a little bit more in depth into Paul because, of course, there are a lot of people give a lot of understanding on Christ's words. Paul came to give understanding on Christ. Peter came to give understanding on Christ. John came to give understanding on Christ, but not a lot of people give understanding on what Paul said, which is which is uh uh which is really necessary to give understanding on what Paul said because he's a big stumbling block in the world. Huge stumbling block. Can you grab me that in Second Peter, bro? Second Peter 3:16.
Yes, sir.
You want caffeine?
Yeah, you can bring it.
I was cutting the peels off, but
That's fine.
I thought it was gonna eat all your mango.
It's fine. So, like, yeah, bear with me.
You straight?
It's Second Peter or First Peter?
I thought it was Second Peter. It could be First Peter 3:16.
My gosh, I'm hitting every wrong button.
I'm hitting every wrong button.
It's 3. I mean, Second Peter. Golly, bro, I'm everywhere right now. Anyway, Second Peter 3:16. It says, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction.
So, Khan, you got Peter here speaking on Paul's epistles. He's speaking on Paul's epistles. If you unlearned in these epistles, then you're gonna have trouble. You're gonna have trouble, and you're gonna struggle with understanding it unto your own destruction. And the only way, I like how y'all all explains it. The only way that you're gonna be destroyed in the Bible is through sin. So there's gonna be some things that Paul is speaking about that look like he's saying, "Hey, you can sin." This is why they had a whole meeting in the book of Acts. Some say that you speak against Moses. Go and put a vow upon yourself to show that that's not true. What did he do? He could have stood up right there and said, "No, I am speaking against Moses, and here's why." He could have literally said that. Paul got stoned before. He's not a fearful man. He could have stood up and said that, but he didn't. He took the vow upon him because he understood. Okay, I can see how people can kind of take this and feel some type of way. And, yes, ma'am, you have a good one. Feel some kind of way, and let's grab an example. Go to Galatians 5 for me.
But
Start at the top. Let's see how somebody can take Paul and not have understanding and misuse it, right? Because in Romans chapter 7, Paul says, "I speak to them that know the law." If you don't know the law, you don't have no business reading Paul. I'll tell you that now.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 1 says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ have made us free,
Hmm.
And be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if ye be circumcised, Christ shall profit you nothing.
All right, stop right there. If you don't know what's going on, you already out of here.
You knocked off
I'm
your boot.
you knocked off. I'm circumcised right now, so Christ profits me nothing. Damn. Paul was circumcised. He tells you that a Hebrew of Hebrews circumcised the eighth day. So is Paul saying Christ doesn't profit him? This,
Mm.
this is what we got to ask ourselves. Yeah, Paul saying Christ don't profit him because he was circumcised. Peter was circumcised. All the 12 was circumcised. What's going on? Christ don't profit these men. Is what you're saying.
You see that?
Now it's problematic. Now it's problematic because you don't know what's going on. This is what Peter is talking about. So now you kind of get the thought of circumcision as being evil when that's
Right.
not the case. That's not the
A
case.
brother just jumped on.
You said what, King?
I said a brother just jumped on. I'm gonna bring him up.
Okay.
Israel Judah Shalom.
Yo, I was trying to see because I was reading a scripture and it said Peter denied Christ 3 times. I was trying to see like what made him deny Christ 3 times.
Let's get it.
Where's that? John 16? Where's that at?
I don't know off the top of my head. It should be in the latter chapter of either one or two of the Gospels.
I got you.
Didn't the Bible say that Peter denied Christ the first
Yeah, we got
time?
you.
I don't know. I don't know what specific scripture it is, but I think it's in the book of Peter or either
Kind
John.
No, it's John 21 and 16.
kind of bring it out.
All right, let me go down.
Was it twice or 3 times?
I
It
believe it
was
was three times, King.
um,
And if that's really the case, why did Peter have a book? Like if he denied Christ 3 times,
We'll
he
let you know.
still managed to have a book in the Bible. That's crazy.
all right, I'm gonna start from. I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start at 15. John 21 and 15. It says, "So when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. Actually, this might be the wrong account. Is this the right account?
Well, this says son of Jonah.
No, we think I'm thinking of you talking about when it was when Yahushua got taken away. I got the wrong
When
account.
when he was finna get, remember he was finna get crucified, and they was
Yeah,
saying, "Is this y'all king?"
yeah. And he was
What
saying,
made him deny Christ unless he was scared he was gonna get killed for
yeah,
saying
that's
that?
yeah, that was all that was gonna happen. They was trying to figure out who was with Christ, and it was like, you look like the guy who was with Christ, and he was like, no, and he said no 3 times. Basically, he
Oh,
didn't
so
say he
Christ ain't
was.
never hold that against him though,
I mean, nah, it wasn't nothing deep.
huh?
Ask your question again.
I was just cause somebody had one of my cousins. We was like had a Bible conversation last night, and he was telling me like that because I was talking about Judas. I was watching the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. So he was saying like, because we was talking about all the disciples, I was saying Christ really only had 11 loyal disciples, but he was saying like it was really 10 loyal disciples because Peter denied Christ 3 times. And when he was telling me that, I'm like, Peter really denied Christ. And I was reading something he was showing me, and I'm like, why Peter was like one of the loyals
Well,
one of
Hey,
Peter,
like,
go ahead.
can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Go to Luke 22 and 31 and read down to 30. When you understand the walk of Peter, Peter was just a regular man. Peter um messed up a couple times in his walk. And that's fine. He's a man, right? Um and Christ understood that, and he knew that, but he was still chosen. Peter was still chosen from the Most High God to be the rock of the church. Even Paul had to rebuke Peter when it came to the Gentiles. But
oh, so
read that
Peter was
out.
going off.
Uh, not technically in sin, no. But whenever the Gentiles came around, Peter didn't really. He still was under that school of thought of not to mess with the Gentiles. When I say Gentiles, I'm talking about our people that act like heathens. He had some kind of feeling about him. This is why Peter received the vision in Acts, where it says, "What God has clean, call not thou uncommon." God had to show him. That's why Peter received that vision, and that's why Paul had to rebuke him. But read that Luke 22 for me.
Right. This is the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
So Satan desired to have Peter because that's how powerful Peter was. Satan desired to have him, and Christ even prayed for him. Mind you, during this time, we all think Peter converted. I mean, he believed in Christ, right? No. Christ tell him when you are converted, strengthen your brethren. Peter wasn't fully converted yet. Peter still had things to work on, just like the rest of us. He still had to work on overcoming
Work on what though?
the desires of the flesh. One of
Oh,
the
lust.
desires of the flesh. No, no, look,
I
check me
think
out. One
that's
of the
lust.
but lust for what though? When we read in the scripts, it don't speak nothing about Peter having desire towards women like that. One of Peter's desires of the flesh was to live, which is why he denied Christ 3 times. And in the end, when you find out, Peter actually got crucified upside down because he felt he was unworthy to be crucified right side up like Christ, since he denied him 3 times.
And you had broke up for a minute. You said Peter got killed.
I said Peter had got martyred. He got crucified upside down because he didn't feel worthy enough to get crucified right side up like Christ because he had denied him 3 times. That was the
Didn't
desire of
Peter
the
die
flesh. The
with
desire
Christ?
of the flesh. No, sir.
Oh, they died at different times.
Yes, sir.
Cause Christ died with two other black men, right?
Yes. He died with I believe a thief and a robber or something like that. It speaks about that in Isaiah.
That's crazy. Cause wait, what was the purpose of killing the thief and the robber? That was just they other judgment.
That was just a judgment.
Well, so
Cause
Rome had like different type of cruel punishments, basically. Like
what are you getting at, King?
I said, so the Roman Empire basically had like different judgments. Like if you steal or you rob somebody, they'll crucify you.
Of course. But yeah, just because I mean, even there's a term that was put on Thomas. He was called doubtful Thomas, I believe, because Thomas he had lacked in faith. He said, "Until I put my hand through Christ, through one of his holes he was crucified in, then I'm not gonna believe he actually here." And then Christ had to appear. He actually doubted. He actually doubted the resurrection of the Messiah. That don't mean
That's
that don't mean
crazy.
Thomas. That don't mean Thomas was in complete sin. That don't mean he just failed to where he fell off and he's no longer a disciple. No, it's just brothers get weak in their walk sometimes. Just like the scriptures say, a righteous man falleth or stumbleth 7 times, but the wicked fall into mischief.
I got another question too about Judas. When they said Judas crossed him, what made him cross Christ if he warned them already? Like when he said one of y'all would cross me.
That was his lot. Mar, do you know where that precept at
So,
in Psalms? Yes, sir.
mm-mm.
I was just trying to say
Eat my
What
bread.
made Judas do what he did if he already knew what Jesus said about the Last Supper and junk. Like
Like I said, that was just his lot. That was his destiny. It was nothing Judas could do about it. Same way Pharaoh hardened his heart in Egypt. There's nothing Pharaoh could have did to stop his heart from hardening. That was his lot.
yeah, that's crazy.
um, I think it's Psalms 41:9.
So he was basically a hater the whole time.
Hold on real quick. Let's grab this precept.
All right.
Psalms 41:9. It says, "Yea, my own familiar friend in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me."
That's the prophecy and the foretelling on Judas Iscariot, I believe. He did eat bread and he lifted up his heel against Christ.
Wasn't he the one who he was the
You
one who
understand, King?
collected the money, right?
Say that one more time. Say that one more time, Mike.
I said Judas was the person who wasn't he the treasurer?
I believe so. He's the one that took the money um to get Christ killed. That's how your questions, King.
I mean, far as all that, I had just one more question about the You ever heard of something called regeneration in the Bible?
Yes.
I was trying to like see how did that work too, because I was arguing with my brother yesterday about he's like a different type of Christian. He believed like the heaven and hell type people. He believed when when people die or something, they go to either heaven or hell. But I was trying to tell him about the regeneration aspect of life, the reincarnation aspect of how the souls go, in the life cycle back
Yeah.
and
So
forth.
so you already got the precepts on it.
About the regeneration,
Yeah.
I don't know what specific verse is the reg. I think it's Ecclesiastics when it say nothing is new under the sun.
Yeah, I believe
That's
that's
what.
one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to like say about the regeneration thing. I was trying to say how did that work? Like, is that just like every lifetime you would just be reborn into a new body?
I mean, everything got a cycle of life. We come back from mine and we come back with our generation. Easy to understand precept is John 9:1, where a man was born blind, and the disciples asked Christ, "Was this man born blind because his sin or his parents' sin?" Now, if you were born blind, how would you be born blind from your sin? If you were a child and you didn't sin, it would be from your past life sin. You know,
Can it be from your parents saying though too? Like if your parent did something bad, can that come back on
I
the
mean,
kid?
that looked like that was the understanding of the disciples. So I mean, I wouldn't argue against it.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense though. Cause didn't Pharaoh kid get punished? But it wasn't because the kid. Wasn't because Pharaoh what Pharaoh was doing when the
Yeah,
kid
that was the
died.
judgment. That was the judgment of God. Yeah, all the firstborns died in Egypt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't the kids. It was. So I do believe God can judge a kid upon the parent sins.
Yeah, look what happened with the situation with King David. King David committed adultery, and his son died. No matter
Yeah, the
what
first
King David did, he still
wasn't
died.
that. Yeah, but yeah, that wasn't that the first one, right? But the second one was, I think, Solomon.
You talking about his firstborn? I don't think that was his firstborn. No.
He talking about the first child that Bathsheba had.
Oh, okay, yeah. If
Yeah.
that's the case, then yeah.
Wasn't Solomon? No, Solomon wasn't the first son. I thought Solomon was like.
Nah, that's not David's firstborn son.
Yeah, because I know Solomon. He was like the. To me, I feel like Solomon was the smartest person in the Bible for his knowledge. Like I wouldn't say he wrote 5 or 6 books. Like he just has so much information. But Solomon was born from, I won't say adultery, but he was born from like I think David's last wife.
So you good on the regeneration thing, or you need more precepts? Because I can. It seemed like you understand that
And this nigga got
regeneration.
so many questions. Like, no, I'm just trying to have like some more precepts upon like y'all would. I know the flat Earth concept when people be saying like I'm crazy for thinking Earth is flat. I be trying to say like it's in the Bible, but people don't even understand that about the four corners of the Earth and stuff. I was trying to
Hey, you
see
know
what
what?
y'all thought about the flat Earth concept.
Well, brothers got their stance, but I'm gonna say this, King. A lot of your questions is um, they're gonna be answered with time. So the main thing you gotta learn how to do is endure being in the truth. How long you been in the truth?
I'll say I always been in the truth, but I like my lightning came I think probably like 2017 or 26. You know when the whole Hebrew Israel movement started popping out with the Kendrick Lamar and stuff, I got introduced to it. I think it was like 2016. I said 2017 with
All right. When did
the
you
real
start keeping God's
Jesus.
commandments?
But yeah, with the Black Jesus. This probably was like 2017 when I really realized that Christ for our Savior was like around that time with the Black Jesus.
Can you hear me?
What you say?
How long have you been keeping commandments? Ahran, can you
How
hear me?
long have I been keeping the commandments?
Yeah.
It was, I would probably say around the same time I got enlightened to what was really right from wrong, and the whole concept. I still go off time to time, but I try to do the best I can do.
That's really important because like some of the questions you have, it's like the only way you can really get those answers is if you really obedient to the most high. Like go to you got your apocrypha.
It's in my house. I'm in my car right now.
All right, well I'll read it for you.
I got a
It's
16 one.
check this out. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse 26. It says, if thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. So some of the questions you have, you got to really be studious. The only way you're going to get that kind of wisdom out is if you being very obedient to the Most High. So if you want to have more wisdom, more knowledge, more understanding, you got to grow in obedience. You got to be more obedient. You got to you got to keep being obedient. You got to be consistent with obeying the Most High. That's the only way you're going to get some of these answers. Because even it's been times where I had the same questions as you, and I asked somebody to break it down to me, and I didn't get no understanding from it. And it's because I wasn't being obedient to the Most High. That's what the scriptures say. The only way you're gonna get wisdom is if you keeping God's commandments. So that's my my piece on that. That's my piece on that.
Definitely. Have y'all been hearing about the war? The current new war going on in Israel.
Come, I have been. We actually talked about it a little bit earlier when we first jumped on the live with Amanah.
I was trying to see what was. I'm not trying to see what is that about. I'm just trying to see what did the Bible say about. Did it do it talking about like a war happening and um the Holy Land in the Bible?
You said the what?
Like I know the Bible say nation shall rise against nation, but I was trying to see did the Bible talk about like war happening in the Holy Land, like in Revelations? Does it mention?
Yeah, you looking for an in-depth breakdown on some deep stuff.
Exactly, like, cause I just feel like we living in the end times, so I'm trying to like really see like what does the Bible say about certain like Ukraine and Russia and like just certain different wars that's is really major right now globally.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the most fluent in that, so I don't feel comfortable breaking that down. That's something for. That's something like for maybe our captain, maybe Captain the Bar. He'd be more fluent in Revelation. I don't be in Revelation like that. I don't dive in there like that. I'm more so being Daniel, Second Ezra's.
Why you reading Daniel? Like Daniel, a good book, but I just feel like Revelations is the time we living in. I understand Daniel and Genesis and all the other books, but I think Revelation should be the most important book you should be reading right now. Like more
King.
I
time in the
disagree.
world.
I disagree. Have you read Daniel chapter 7?
Revelation, the most important book.
Why do you say that?
It's Revelation. It's like they're revealing it's still talking about the end of the new beginning, the new Jerusalem coming
Let me
down.
explain something.
It's a real important book, my brother. You gotta read that.
Let me explain something to you. The Torah talks about the end.
Yeah, that's true.
Daniel talks about the end. Ezekiel talks about the end. Isaiah talks about the end. We were just reading Isaiah chapter 60, and we were talking about end time.
Daniel talk about the end with the end of Babylon or the end of the world.
Have you read Daniel chapter 2?
I'm familiar with Daniel and the Lion's Den, but I never really
Wait,
had
wait,
like
wait, 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 wait.
You
Have you
said
ever read Daniel?
I never read the whole book of Daniel, but I'm familiar with the story of Daniel getting into captivity in the lion's den, and he
Real
gets
quick,
saved from
real quick.
that.
What
Then
all
the
the
king of Persia defeats Babylon.
what books have you read, King?
What book have I'll really say I haven't read no full book of nothing, but I basically
come
know
on.
the whole Bible. Like you can ask me any question about any book in the Bible, and I'll answer because I'm familiar with the whole book. Not saying I read the whole book, but just studying and videos and just so much
Okay,
information I've been grasping throughout my 21 years of living here.
all right. So real quick, bro, because you made some statements, man. Um, you
I'm
talking
not
about,
saying Daniel not important. I'm saying I'm just saying the book of Revelations is the most important book and be
but that's
reading
my
in the
point.
time of period we living in.
That's
This
my
almost World
that's
War
my point,
Three. We
King.
got to be up on point. Like
King, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Revelation is a compilation of a bunch of prophecies that was already foretold in the Old Testament. Did you know that?
no, I never knew that. This is makeup of different prophecies throughout the whole book.
Yeah. Revelation is a bunch of compilations. First off, Revelation is a letter. Did you know it was a letter?
No,
This is why we got to take our time. Revelation is a letter to the seven churches.
Do you know the seven churches?
nah, I don't know the like I.
So slow
And that's
down.
another
Slow
question
down.
I gotta ask. What was the
Wait, wait,
seven
wait, wait, wait,
churches,
wait,
and
wait, 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 wait. Stop, box, stop, box.
who was
Right.
the priest of the seven churches?
So look, this is the problem. This is Ahran. Look how we assess the situation. I noticed that a lot of his questions, it seemed like they deep questions. In order to get that kind of wisdom, what do you got to do?
You got to keep command. You got to go to the most important books of the Bible, bro, which is the Torah.
The Torah. If someone said, if someone told you the most important book in the Bible is Revelations, how would that make you feel? That is not the way. The most important thing in the Bible is obedience. That's it. Obeying the Most High. That's it. And I seen this and recognized it's a far off. That's why I tried to steer the conversation a certain way. So, bro, you're not going to get none of that until you start obeying the Most High. Facts. You want to jump into Revelation. He said, why are you in? I said, bro, I'm not in Revelation like that. If I'm in prophecies, I'm going to Daniel. I might be in 2nd Ezra. I might be in Isaiah. I can go read Revelation at any time. And there's stuff in there that I know. But am I jumping in there doing in-depth breakdowns like I'm
Abraham was a prophet.
You see that? Now you got to get removed. I don't know. He not understanding. He not understanding. He want to talk too much. And that's the problem. This ain't that kind of party, bro. We here to put you up on game. This is the game. We seen what brothers do with Revelation. Hey, you remember we was around brother and he wanted to, instead of reading Daniel, instead of reading the law, instead of understanding foundational in scriptures, having a solid foundation and understanding, they want to jump to Revelation. We seen that before, and we seen what them brothers end up doing. We already know what that looked like. You got the brother wanting to jump into Revelation, but you don't even know what Daniel 2 is going into. You don't even know that the book of Daniel talks about in-depth prophecy, latter-day prophecy. You don't even know that the book of Isaiah talks about latter-day prophecy. The book of Ezekiel, latter-day prophecy. I can show you in Proverbs that it talk about latter-day prophecy. I can show you the law. What's good, Sherrod, man? What's good?
I'm just cooling, bro.
I was waiting on you to come in. I was wondering what you was at.
I didn't even realize you was live until like 10 minutes ago.
Yikes. You talked to Malachi?
Nah. What's happening though?
Nothing, bro. We're just cool. Aharon at work. I'm eating the mango. We kind of just vibing. What's up?
Seeing what the people bring, man. Answering questions and whatnot.
So I had a question that I've had for a while actually. And it was so in Deuteronomy 23:7, I believe, it says not to abhor an Edomite or an Egyptian. Obviously, I know it's not what the Christian doctrine would say. I know it's not what they're talking about, but I was wondering if you could shed some light on that.
All right, real quick. I want to see if this makes sense. Mahar, can you go 2 chapters over where it speaks about Amalek?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna give you the understanding, but it's just I just want to see if this makes sense real quick. I just want to see if this makes sense. It should be 2 chapters over to 25, I believe.
Yeah, 25, and I believe it is at the bottom.
Somewhere towards the end, yeah.
Yeah. So, Shawab, who is Amalek?
Amalek, that's the small hot people.
Amalek Khan. But who is it to Esau? Like,
it's the head tribe.
Yeah, I believe he's the grandson of Esau, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Let me go to Genesis 36 real quick. Because Genesis 36 give you the lineage of Esau, right? So I want to get that real quick. 36. Let's this somewhere in here. This is for myself too, just so next time I teach this, it'll be more fluent.
No.
36 and 12. It says, and Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare Eliphaz, Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. So when you read up, Eliphaz is the son of Esau, and Amalek is the son of Eliphaz. So that, I believe, is his grandson. Anyway, moving on. I just wanted to, because people got to understand while we're talking about Amalek, where his genealogy is, and some people might not have that basic information. That Amalek is closely related with Esau. That's his stock.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start at Deuteronomy 25 and verse 17. It says, "Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when you were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, and even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not God. Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under the heaven, thou shalt not forget it."
Now, do it make sense for God to tell us not to hate these people, but wipe them out?
No.
That don't make sense. To me, that's hard for me to believe that kind of going into that. You don't want me to abhor these people, but you want me to wipe them off the face of the earth.
That's kind of the same
Right.
thing.
Right. Got you. So when we go back to Deuteronomy 23 and 7, Mahar, can you got a precept and limitations? I think you're familiar with it. You should. You
It
know what I'm
should
talking about,
be,
yeah?
um,
You can find it while I'm
yeah,
talking, I'm sure.
yeah. Let me open up my Bible. Ain't it chapter 1, the last verses? Let me
I
check.
think so.
Or it might be
When it's
chapter.
talking about thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, it's talking about in the congregation, and it's
Oh yeah,
concerning, it's concerning uh basically the temple and sacrifices. That's all it's concerning. It's not concerning them just as a people, so on and so forth. No, Esau can come and sacrifice to our God. Nothing wrong with that. So when he does, we're not supposed to abhor him as he's serving our God. We're not supposed to, kick him out. And no, he come here to pay alms to our God, right? That's what it's concerning. I got a precept on that. Go ahead.
God, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 1 and verse 10. The adversary have spread out his hand upon all her pleasant things. She have seen that the heathen are entered into the sanctuary, whom thou didst command that they should not enter into thy congregation. So the sanctuary is interchangeable with the word congregation. Like we said, let's go to the sanctuary. I could say, hey, let's go congregate.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Let's go to the
So this,
congregation. It's concerning sacrifices. So like, yeah, my bad.
no. That's all. That's the point. Now, if we go back to Deuteronomy, and mind you, it's it's a plethora of precepts that give you that understanding. Like you always hear this, and I know this gonna have a ring to it. The tabernacle of the what?
Congregation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just like tabernacle um, is interchangeable with the temple. We know that at first it was a tabernacle, then Solomon built the temple. But that's where our people would congregate at. Anytime we host a meeting, we would congregate at the tabernacle or at the temple. That was
Okay.
a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that'd be the sanctuary.
Exactly. So if you read Deuteronomy chapter 23 from 1, it says persons excluded from the assembly, right? So you're going to get laws on who cannot come and assemble in this congregation, right? And it's not limited to this. We know that a person would need to be put apart if they were unclean for reason of illness in their members. It could go into Leviticus 13 with if you got a botch or Leviticus 13, where it goes into leprosy. Certain things you can't just pull up to the assembly with. But now we're getting more laws.
Con.
It says, he that is wounded in the stones, or have his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Right? You understand that?
Con, the eunuchs, right?
Yep. It
Okay.
says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. It says, an Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever, because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when you came forth out of Egypt, because they hired against the Balaam, the son of Beor, of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Right? I believe that go back to the book of Numbers.
Right.
It says, nevertheless, the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee. It says, thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever. Right? Simple stuff. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in this land. Right. So keeping this in context, we know that it's going into the excluding of people in the assembly,
Right.
in the congregation. That's all that's going on. So if we take this out of context, it makes zero lick of sense, because the Lord got a whole book on how we hate Edomites and what he's going to do to them and how he's going to use us to destroy them. We even got it in the New Testament, how the Most High God literally hates them.
Okay.
We got two chapters after this where he told us to literally remember what Amalek did to us and wipe them people off the face of the earth. That's a commandment. So why would he say, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite? Why?
Con,
Why?
that's not adding up.
Right.
That's
Right.
4 + 4 = 5 right there.
Right. So the main thing to remember is that the context of Deuteronomy chapter 23. They're just going over who can be in assembly. And while the ultimate goal is for us to get our people in order and to be fit rulers of this world and get the rest of the world in order. So, we being the young nation and having to start, we're really not a super young nation, but in the grand scheme of things, we are a young nation, right? The Lord even said it in Deuteronomy chapter 7. I'll grab it. Deuteronomy 7, and I'll start at 7. It says, the Lord did not set his love upon you nor choose you because you were in more number than any people, for you were fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn to your fathers, hath he brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh and king of Egypt. My point was to go to this is that we were a young nation. We were one of the last nations created. Yeah, you had a lot of nations already here, because dealing with Abraham, we were one of the last nations. So on a carnal level, we are a young nation. On a spiritual level, we are a wise nation and we older. We Esau's big brother through the spirit. But now our whole nation has been destroyed, and now we have to build it all up again. So hence, it's going back to my point. We're a young nation, so a lot of times we got a lot of growing pain. We know that certain judgments is going to take place, and we're going to rule this place with a rod of iron. I mean, a big rod of iron, and it's going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be them. But at the end of the day, sometimes we forget what our whole mission really is sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just because of our youth and what we've been through. And I don't fault any brothers for that. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that main goal is teach repentance, teach who you are.
Yeah.
Teach the law.
Man, you can never lose if you a brother who's obedient to the Most High God, he never lose, ever.
Can't.
Ever.
Most High got him.
For sure. Right? The scriptures speak on that. Shit, even King David. I'll grab it. Is it Psalms 133? It's either 133 or 131. I think it's 131. Psalms 131 and 1. It's only 3 verses. It says, Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty, neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me. Right? This is a good scripture for the brother that was up here before you. King David, he said, he does not exercise himself in matters that's above his strength. This is the mightiest king we had. He said, I don't exercise myself in things that are too high for me.
Can't.
You need
That'd
an
be vague.
in-depth breakdown in Revelation. You probably don't know. You need the basics of what Revelation is going to before you go in and read it. You didn't even know it was a letter. You don't even know where John was when he wrote this letter. You don't know who he wrote these letters to.
You don't know why he wrote the letter.
You don't know why. And you talking about that's the book we need to be in. Now, if I ask you a simple question about something, I mean something simple, and you don't got the answer like that, yeah, you
No, he
gotta.
was asking. He was asking us stuff simple, like Peter and his discipleship and devotion to Christ, and why he denied Christ 3 times. It said in the text.
Right.
He was asking us
I was
stuff simple.
I was confounded when he asked me that question because I thought it was super like I didn't even know that was something that somebody could ask me.
That's why I was just saying, just read it. I mean, let's just read it. I mean, it said, let's just read it.
He asked Malachi just asked what he asked us. Basically, a brother came on there and he asked like I guess he kind of felt like Peter was off or something because he denied Yahweh shot 3 times. But what happened was Peter didn't want to die. Like you didn't understand that. Like you didn't know that happened. You didn't know where that was at. You didn't know. But he's saying we need to be in Revelations, and that's the most important book in the Bible.
It's an important book. Not the most important. I mean, if you don't have the law, that's the most important. I was thinking anyway.
Man,
For sure.
can y'all hear me? Because I know I'm on the gravel road. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
If brothers know me, y'all know I put the Bible in a ranking system. And the most authoritative scriptures to me are Torah. I'm going to put it in order for you. Torah, the 4 Gospels, the prophets, which is I'm talking about Isaiah, Daniel, Ezekiel. You got Jonah, Micah, even the minor prophets, the prophets, and then we can start talking about the rest of this other stuff. But those are the most authoritative. Those are the stuff you want to get foundated in. You don't want to get your foundation cannot be Paul. Your foundation cannot be the Acts of the Apostles. Your foundation can't be Peter's letter. Your foundation can't be your foundation damn sure can't be Revelation. Your foundation it can't be those things because you're missing the milk. You missing the milk. The Bible speaks about that. I just had another child. If I was to give my child some damn steak, his ass is grass.
Yeah.
Can't give my steak no damn. I can't give my child no damn steak. He done. Your
No,
foundation cannot be these things. So I can go ahead, King.
that's like
Man.
he would not be even be able to eat that.
Right.
Exactly.
There's just no going about that.
And I seen that. I tried to steer the conversation a different way, bro. If you've been in the truth since 2016, 2017,
Longer than us.
and you're
For me,
talking
at least.
about why you and Daniel, and you don't know that it's in time, in-depth prophecy. You don't know that? Why you and Daniel?
Revelation quote Daniel.
Come on now. That's not good. It says, surely I have behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. This is why it's so important to get the milk.
Gotta
Get
get,
the milk.
get that foundation first.
He said he hasn't read a full book.
What?
You never read Genesis. You never read Exodus. You never read Numbers. Never read Deuteronomy.
And real quick, be honest, that's actually fine if you didn't make that statement of why are you in Daniel. You not reading a full book, that's okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got a general concept of each book. That's fine. But it's not fine when you say, you Revelation the most important book, and why you in Daniel. That's when it becomes problematic.
How can you say Revelation is the most important book when you haven't read any book?
That's why it's problematic.
Where are you getting where are you getting that understanding from? Revelation is the most important book when you haven't read all of the books.
How do you know?
How do you know?
How do you know?
God.
So we got to kind of slow down and kind of get the milk, like David said.
And bro, real quick, let me just make this statement. The point isn't even that we're not in Revelation. We're in Revelation. Don't get me wrong. We're not in there like we in these other books. I'm in Paul more than other stuff, but still, Paul's not my foundation. But me and Mahar understand what's going on in Revelation because we are in Revelation, and we not teaching a lot of the stuff because it is deep teachings. But that's how we figured out about the seven churches. That's how we figured out about the letter, and those are the basics.
The basics.
Those are basics. I found out deep stuff in Revelation a while ago, but it's not necessary to teach it. Why? It's. I mean, you got other brothers that's teaching it way better than me. Some of the stuff is not. It's not beneficial for our audience. A lot of the times, you gotta know who you're talking to. Our audience isn't just hungry for revelation. Not to my knowledge.
Even if they are, a lot of our audience isn't studied enough to get the in-depth Revelation breakdown.
And it's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. It's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, King.
Because that's not the most important thing.
It's not the most important thing.
We go over the laws. We go over Proverbs. We go over how to walk in wisdom around here, how to endure around here.
Sentence.
I asked the brother, what does anthropomorphic mean? And it's going to get weird.
It's weird.
But he want to be in Revelations, man. You got to. That ain't it. That's all I'm going to say on that. And I'm done with that.
And that's why we don't teach Revelation like that. Because as soon as we start teaching Revelation a lot, our audience is going to start wanting to get to Revelation and skip everything else. That's not, we getting milk. We getting milk around here. If you want those in-depth breakdowns, all praises, go listen to Sakari. They do an excellent job on those breakdowns. Go listen to they do an excellent job on the breakdowns. Go listen to they do an excellent job on the breakdowns. Go listen to Lions of Israel class by Priest Daniela. He does an excellent breakdown on those. Over here, we deal with milk. We deal with milk. Nothing wrong with it.
Malachi, I got to praise that.
Go ahead.
This is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So it says, the book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Thou shalt meditate therein day and night. That's what you should be meditating in, bro. That's what your foundation is. Like that. That's what your foundation should be. If you thinking anything is important, it should be the law. And it says that you may observe to do according to all that is written therein. If you're not in the law, bro, if you only in Revelation all day, how are you gonna be up? How are you gonna do right from wrong? How are you gonna know that you're supposed to love your brother? You know, it's certain things that's in the law that you have to stand on first, that you have to study and perform before you jump into revelation, bro. That's what you gotta observe to do the law.
He want the secret things, bro.
And if you do that, you might be able to bounce back from today, bro. If you go in the law and just humble yourself and study that.
Man, you want a blueberry pancake? Look, can you, Malachi want a blueberry pancake? All right.
Hey, read what Isaiah just posted.
Right. Classic. It says 1 Peter 2:2, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word that ye may grow thereby.
That's how you grow.
That's how you grow. That's how you get to that. If you want that kind of wisdom, but there's no way you need an in-depth revelation breakdown and you're having a hard time teaching regeneration. Regeneration is a easy thing to teach.
Kind of. Most importantly, you need to know what to do right from wrong. Because if you're not keeping the law, then you're not going to get much understanding.
Yeah, that's the statement that got me the most bent is, why you still in Daniel?
That nigga said, why you in Daniel? Damn it, he shouldn't have said that. I had hope for him, bro.
Now, if we go into Daniel 2 and you can't break down Daniel 2, Nebuchadnezzar's dream, his first dream, and the statue and what these things represent, it's going to get shaky because that's end time prophecy. We go into Daniel 7 and you can't break down Daniel 7, it's going to get shaky.
Well, it sounded like bro was being regular when I first was listening.
He was, but wisdom going to search out all things.
You see, bro, that's why he don't talk to my heart, bro. He put on the persona that he a nice brew, man. I was trying to be cool. I was trying to be the nice guy this time. I'm dealing with all his questions because I'm at work and, you know, my heart starts smelling. He starts sniffing around, man, and he's, you know, he didn't like what you was putting on the ground. You know, that's all I got to say. He wasn't digging what you was burying. You know what I'm saying? And that was that. That was that. We're caught. You know what I'm saying? Come on out, guys. He got us. Come on out, guys. He got us. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, y'all know me. Shawab, you know me, bro. We can get in here and meditate. We can speculate. We can kick it. But I'm not really, it's going to get weird if it get weird.
He said it's going to get weird if it get weird.
Bro said, why you still in Daniel?
He said, I just feel like revelation. Why you still reading Daniel? I think he said reading Daniel. And he said, and then he made another fatal mistake. Revelation is like end time prophecy, latter day prophecy. I said, it's end time prophecy in the Torah.
I don't think you know that.
It's end time prophecy in Daniel, in Isaiah, in Ezekiel.
So what's he saying? Like he don't read the law and all that? He don't.
Nah, he skipped that and he in Revelation with it. He need to break down. Shalom, no. What it's looking like, man. Yeah, man.
Right.
Now, I seen it from the very beginning. You got deep questions. He said, you know, so what's up with the flat earth? Yeah, I mean, what are the precepts on that? Could we take them to a few precepts and substantiate our point? And I give them, you know, kind of my view on it. Of course. We can meditate on that. We can get on that. But then he got another question that's just as deep.
What he said.
So I was trying to show my brother regeneration. And he tried to say Ecclesiastes. He mispronounced the book.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm like, are you deep? You can't be that deep guy.
Yeah.
This isn't a game. If you play with the Most High like that, he gonna come scoop you.
What's that one?
Cyrac 130.
Don't try to do it,
Come.
bro. I'm getting it first.
All right. All right.
All right.
All right.
Shawab only, bro.
You can bring it out if you got it, King.
Shawab with the precepts in UK with it.
In the UK.
Bad
In
man.
Bad man.
Hey,
if
real
you got
quick.
it, I'll bring it out, bro.
Real quick, I learned this from Yadadiah. If you want to be deep, get the milk. That's what that nigga told me. If you want to be deep, get the milk. I said, damn, you right.
I gotta go meditate on that.
Bro, Mahar, I'm gonna tell y'all this. There's so much stuff me and Mahar know that we don't bring out on here because, I mean, it's a time and season of everything. The scriptures say a wise man can bring something out in the wrong time and it not be accepted. That's just the case, right? We got to build y'all up for certain stuff like that. You know, we can't just slam something down on the table and be like, yeah, check that out. No, but I mean, because y'all are part of our flock, and even still, we're part of y'all flock. That's why we allow brothers come up on here. You know, if brothers got questions or may want to, you know, say how they feel about a certain doctrine, we can rap about that. That's all cool. But my original point is, me and Mahar in the beginning, our mindset wasn't. We never sat down and was like, "Yeah, bro, let's get into Revelation, bro." That was never our mindset. Me and him never sat down together and read Ezekiel. I know we read Ezekiel on our own, but we never just was like, "Hey, let's hop in that." No, we like, all right, bro. Our first book we ever read, Exodus. All right, let's go to Exodus.
Bro, that was so sweet. We took our time. We was reading the hell out of Exodus, bro.
Yeah.
That was early, bro. That right there, reading Exodus for the first time, I was like, yeah, strength, might, power.
He said power.
Lucy, I appreciate y'all, brothers. I came to the truth through y'all. All praise to the Most High, man. For real. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. We're glad we could be of service. Go ahead, Shawab.
Can't no praise. I was going to bring up that Sirach 1 and 30. I might start at 29, actually. Be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so God discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. So, you know, just you can't be coming trying to get wisdom for the wrong reason, trying to get puffed up, trying to throw your weight around, because you're just going to get exposed. So just get exposed for what you're doing. You don't have a sincere spirit. You just got to seek it. What's the word? Earnestly? Seek it earnestly.
What'd you say, Schwab?
Is the word earnestly? Seek him earnestly? I think I'm using the right word there.
Yeah, I think so.
That means, like, you know, in the right spirit and whatnot.
Ahran, you know what it made me think of?
What's up?
It made me think of a basketball player, right? And in the warm-up, you know, he looked like he the guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, he got the right attire. He looked like he can really hoop. He got the headband on, the shooting sleeve.
He got the Kyrie's on.
Got the Kyrie's on.
Yeah, he the man.
The Nike socks.
He the man.
Shorts. He had shorts rolled up a little bit. He a real hooper. And then, you know, he kind of in layup line. He doing the layups. He kind of jellying. He dunked a few times. Everybody excited.
Yeah.
Then in game, with a little bit of defense, you find out he can't go left. You find out he can't go left.
Or you don't see him until the fourth quarter, and the team already blown him out. That's when you get to see him.
Yeah.
He ain't worth nothing.
Brother
He
don't
the
got the
guy.
basics. He skipped the basics and the milk of knowing how to dribble, knowing how to keep control of the ball, knowing how to pass. Just he don't got the knowledge of the game yet. But instead, he athletic and he can jump high and he can dunk. But he don't know how to play basketball. He skipped that and he went straight to the fancy stuff. But then when it all boils down to winning games, he's not the guy you can call on because he don't got a foundation. He don't know how to play good defense. He kind of soft. He don't know how to hoop. And that's what it's going to be like in the truth. If you skip the foundation, you skip the process of really learning and obeying the Most High God, and you want to go straight to the deeper, meatier things, you're going to come up empty. It don't matter how many breakdowns a brother got. If he don't want to serve the Most High God, if he don't really love the Most High God, love his people, he don't really know the law. He didn't really go into the he didn't really take the life lessons from the prophets, from our kings. He don't really know why we fell off. We should have asked the brother, well, how did the kingdom split? And shit, it probably would have got spicy.
He said, man, shit. He said it probably would have got spicy. Yeah.
You really don't know
Pepper
the
time.
history. We asked him, well, who is, we asked him some basic questions. Who's Hagar?
How many captivities was it?
Yeah, I was finna ask him that. Can you name the captivities? Can you do it in order? Was Hezekiah righteous or wicked? Who's Samuel? Was he a priest or a prophet? Or was he a king? What does the book say? Who's Samson? What happened with Samson? We start asking just basic stuff, and it might get spicy.
I had hope for Buddy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I still do.
I knew his question was weird, but man, it's just bad statements. You just can't make those statements, bro. That's all. You can't make those statements, and you working backwards. That's essentially what we trying to tell you, bro. You don't want to start from the end of the book and work your way backwards. That causes confusion. That's all we trying to relay, man. Don't you to a prominent man in the Bible, you can't ask, you still in Daniel. You can't ask that. That's not a good, it don't look good. You know what I'm saying? Daniel is one of the most mightiest men in the Bible. You can't just say, are you still in Daniel? You still in Daniel?
He said
Daniel ain't no elementary ass book.
Bro, he said the only thing he knew about Daniel was the lion's den.
That nigga said the lion's den. Damn. You know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? You don't know about that?
You don't know
Nebuchadnezzar?
You don't know about the prophecies that Daniel had got and received from the Lord. They were so deep he threw up. They were so deep he was sick. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Just try not to make statements like that, bro. Try your best. Even if you, don't get me wrong, bro. Even if you still want to be in Revelation, I advise against it. When I say that, I'm saying if you're not well founded. If you're not well founded, I'm against you just jumping in Revelation as your foundation.
He broke up.
No.
Hey,
That's Babylon Wi-Fi. Babylonian signal right there.
Right.
That's what that is.
I don't disagree. He out in the country somewhere.
Kind of makes sense.
Azaniah said it best. Ecclesiastes 5:1. See, these is the foundational scriptures he didn't apply. It's one thing to know these scriptures or to watch a brother pull them out because you watching, brother street teach. Beautiful. You heard the scripture 1,000 times. Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to get the sacrifices of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. And you probably, if you watch Israelites teach on YouTube, you've seen this scripture 100 times. But if you didn't take the time to really apply certain proverbs like this, you don't got no business being in Revelation.
I got a preset.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, obviously, just start with the law and doing what's right and wrong, and then everything else is just gonna come with it, really. But I just wanted to get Psalm 111 verse 10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do His commandments. His praise endureth forever." So your first step is to just keep the law, fear the Most High. First step to getting understanding and wisdom.
I got a precept as well. All right, to go with that. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. And a lot of these is classic scriptures, man. You gotta know these scriptures. It say, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man." So you gotta fear God first and foremost. I believe Job, I can't quote it exactly, but it defines wisdom as the fear of God. The fear of God, that is wisdom.
Oh, it's Job 28.
Job 28, 28. The fear of God is wisdom, and to depart from evil, that is understanding. So you got to learn the do's and don'ts, bro, before you move on to anything.
To the secret thing.
Yeah, you got to learn the do's and don'ts, how to fear the Most High, what He don't like and what He do like. And you got to learn first.
Bro, when I tell you it's, everybody got their own walk in the truth. But I tell you, it's levels to this walk, bro. The first one is going to be obedience. That's the first level. You can't get that. You ain't past that. You can't jump into Revelation. You can't. If you're not trying to keep every Sabbath day, keeping the new moons, trying to love your brother as you love yourself, walking with wisdom. I mean, controlling your anger and your feelings, hearkening to leadership, getting in order. You got brothers who say they ain't the truth, but they ain't never got cut by a brother. They ain't never got reproved by a brother.
They irreprovable.
You try and tell a brother, you can't do that, and he never want to be around you ever again. Or he lead a camp.
It's offended.
He's offended. Bro, let's level to this, bro. And the Revelation is not level 1.
He said Revelation is not level 1.
Bro, you missing out on so much of the truth. You got to learn your history, bro. You got to learn your history, like your people's history. This is your history. You want to jump straight to the prophecies. That ain't how it goes.
Connor, you don't want every single scripture that you call to just be out of Revelation. You need something else.
I tell you right now, I know Shawab, he love our history. He reading the book of Numbers. I mean, they doing an in-depth analysis in Numbers. And it's been over a month. And that's deep as hell. It's not even prophecy.
Bro, we're finding locations and stuff. It's crazy. Like,
them brothers enjoy it. That number's 33 wearing y'all ass out.
for real, bro. Been a stressful month.
You think you need to be in Revelations?
You think we need to be in Revelations when Numbers 33 can just get on our head like that?
Hey, so if I may. Even yesterday, an example of that. The brothers was trying to break down something that's a bit advanced to me. And I'm like, I kind of get it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just stick to Numbers 33.
He said, you know what?
The officer said that was a wise answer. And that's what I'm going to do. When it come around, and I can take hold of it, then I'm going to be like, all right, I'm not going to jump in them waters, bro. It get crazy out here, bro.
It's not a pond. No. It's deep, not wide.
You just said it. You said you wanted to deal with that organically when it comes to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it happen organically, bro. I'm not running in the revelation, bro. I'm not. I'm gonna stick to Numbers 33 for right now. To the base. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, we still got a lot more to go in Numbers 33, though.
I got so much to learn in general, bro.
We all do. Man, yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's gonna take a long time for this one to hit me, man. He said the most important book is Revelation.
Damn.
That was unlearned right there. That was a blunder.
He said that was a blunder.
You know, when you were playing a game of chess, you didn't just make. Nah, man, that was bigger than a blunder. I ain't gonna lie.
Your next couple moves is off now because he figured out you done messed up.
Yeah.
He just sorted it out.
Now you're gonna take your queen.
Yep. You ain't seeing her again.
He got it's 5 pawns up there by your king.
Like Jeremiah when it come to this.
Jeremiah beat you in chess in 3 moves.
He'll shake your hand before he whoop your ass too. That's the sad part. He'll stick his hand right out, and you know what's gonna happen next.
His next 3 moves, he already called them. Your next 3 moves, he already called them.
He already called them.
He's shaking your hand. Now you like, I don't see it. And
It almost make you want to hate your brother. That's how disrespectful the handshake is.
See, y'all don't
it's
know
like,
Jeremiah how we do. Y'all don't know the Jeremiah we know. Jeremiah is a strong brother. He's way ahead of you.
He's way ahead of you.
Even though he was developing you from 6 years ago. He was learning you.
Before y'all played chess, he already played 5 matches of chess with you. Already.
Spinal.
I'm gonna put y'all on game with how cold Jeremiah is. I took chess class a couple of times in elementary and middle school. I don't think I took it in high school, but I played a little bit here and there in high school. I only beat Jeremiah twice. Jeremiah, he played chess in his free time. You know, while I'm on the game, he playing chess. And that's why I only beat him 2 times.
Man,
I ain't gonna tell you how many times he beat me. We're just gonna keep that under wraps.
We ain't gonna. That's what we're talking about.
That's all we gonna say.
This is a normal Jeremiah move, Captain Jeremiah. He drives down the street. A train stops him. He throws it in park. Guess what he do? He don't scroll on Facebook.
No.
He don't check Instagram. He go to chess.
Yeah.
He wins chess. Then he continue on with his day.
Bro, it got so bad one time. I think I actually, because he came to me and was like, man, I'm overthinking and I'm always thinking about this. I had to tell him to like relax. Because he's always thinking about moves and different. Bro, relax, bro. You a father out here, man. You can't use your mind just all on chess, big dog. Just chill. You a husband, you a leader of a camp. You gotta hold on, brother.
No, y'all don't know Jeremiah. I praise Jeremiah for his mind. He's very creative, and he always thinking. Like he's always coming up with ideas. Like for real, y'all don't even know he creative. Like the little logo that we got right now, he did that. Like he always just creating something. It's a logo that's going around the nation. He created it like 6 years ago, and people in Africa is using it as their logo. Like Jeremiah top tier when it comes to his fortitude, mental toughness. Like when it comes to being, I don't know, Jeremiah different, bro. He's different. If he wanted to be prideful, I wouldn't say nothing to him if he was prideful, because he could be.
A nigga, Hebrews.
He could definitely walk around here and be prideful, but he's one of the most humble brothers out here too. And you know what? He don't be in Revelation.
Nope. He said, you know what? He don't be in Revelation.
That's real.
Captain DeBar used to be in Revelation often, and he told me like, bro, like, I'm cool. Like, I mean, I don't just need to be in there all the time. Like, it's other stuff in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Captain DeBar met me with that, and if you know Captain DeBar, the old Captain DeBar, that was his favorite book. He like, yeah, bro, nah, I'm cool, cause it's other stuff. Nothing wrong with it.
I think this needed to happen. Situations like this need to happen sometimes.
I was trying to burn down Iranian, and he came over with that.
Yeah, I just remembered another question as well, actually.
Whatever. What you got?
So I remember a brother saying one time that, you know, when the three angels appeared unto Abraham in the door of his tent. Well, he was in the door of his tent.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. It's like
I remember somebody saying one time that one of those was Hamashiach.
You said what?
I remember someone saying one time that one of them was Hamashiach.
I'm glad you do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of the times, a lot of those are just faith based. It's not just emphatic proof of just being like, yeah, that's the Messiah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna say that.
I mean, I never got his reasoning, but I thought because those three angels turned to go to Sodom, right? But then only two of them appear unto Lot. So that's what I thought it was, but I don't know. It's not important.
No, he did send the two angels, and he stayed back and talked with Abraham. I believe, if memory served me right, I think it's Genesis 18. I know 19 is when he was actually in Sodom and Gomorrah. The angels was in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Might be Genesis 18.
Yeah. Yeah, from my knowledge, a lot of that stuff can be proven. Not a wrong. It's not a. I mean, it's not really. It's not a terrible assumption, and you're not going off for it. I don't feel that way at all. Like the captain of the host of the Lord pulled up on Joshua. I think that's talking about Christ, but it could be talking about Michael. We don't know. It ain't just emphatically was like, yeah, man, I'm Yahushua Mashiach, the Son of God, and you know, I'm kind of coming to you in angel form, bro. What's happening? They don't say that. So, you know, I wouldn't die on that. I wouldn't just base a damn doctrine and argument off that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, I just heard it, so I was wondering if brothers knew what I was dealing with. But yeah,
it's all
it's not super important though.
Maybe when we in a meditation station, I give you the reasoning why people say it's a Mashiach.
Right. So I'll do that sometime.
Yeah, you just gotta remind me.
If I remember myself.
Right.
Number
33 though.
But I say I got a lot going on with numbers 33 right now. Trying to go steady with that.
By the time y'all done, y'all be exhausted, huh?
Hey, I'll be zoning out. I'll be like, bro, look. I think this is good for the day.
Shawaba keep reading her.
Yes, sir, you too.
Malachi come out of the room tired. He was in a whole battle. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I'm still on your ass. All praise to the Most High. See, Aharon, bro, what I really want is for us to be able to come on live because me and Aharon, like Aharon at work, and sometimes I'll be at work, and we'll just chop it up for like hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just we'll talk about all of it, bro. We'll meditate in the law. We'll meditate on scriptures. We'll meditate on proverbs. We'll meditate on our past. We'll meditate on past camps. We'll meditate on future camps. Okay, bro, you remember when this happened? He'll bring up a random situation, bro. You remember we was okay, see, this brother with dreads, he came up and he was talking like this. You remember? And I'd be like, I do remember. He was like, bro, he walked away feeling justified. What do you think? What did we do wrong? What could we have done better? And some of those conversations, it yields the best growth. I mean, those be some of the not even some, those literally be the best conversations me and Aharon have where we just meditating for like 3 hours. And, you know, we'll chop it up and it'd be casual. Sometimes we'll nerd out. We'll talk about games. We'll talk about anime. But whenever we just casually talking and meditating and we segue into the scriptures, we'll segue into understanding and knowledge. Those be the best converse, and they literally be through the spirit. That was the reason why we actually made the meditation station. That's literally how the meditation state came about. We would have these conversations where we just meditate and it's through the spirit, and next thing you know, we're developing ourselves. We're growing. What's up? Then we start adding brothers to the meditation station. And it kind of turned into where we was teaching a lot in there, but originally it was just supposed to be a place where we just meditate and read, just chop it up. And now we kind of started doing through the spirits on here. And I mean, you can say they be lessons because, we come in here with a lesson mindset, but we be really want to come in here and just chop it up. And whatever comes our way, we would talk about it. We'll meditate on it. We'll break bread on it. We'll seek out the answers. We'll try and get understanding on it. Things we could have did better. Like for real. So we want especially when Aharon working and I'm working, because we drive. So like we going through the motions of our job, we be having time to talk, especially me. Like it'd be perfect if we just go live and we just chop it up. We pull a brother up and we just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it go, that's how it go.
Unless brothers want to smoke, we down. We down.
We used to
be reasonable smoke.
We used to be in all kind of smoke. I had one for Shawab, but I ain't gonna get in smoke right now.
I'll save it for the meditation stage.
Yeah. I've been looking for you specifically. Bad mind, right? Bad mind. I've been looking for you, bro. Your mindset.
Damn.
The lizards are looking for you.
Said what? Said what?
The lizards is looking for you.
The lizards. We're just getting spooky now.
The reptilians.
The reptilians.
You ain't heard people talk about that?
I do all the time, bro.
For real. They say we being controlled by reptilians.
They'll use like a video of like a news anchor glitching or some shit.
Yeah, for real though.
Like the pixels getting messed up and they're like, look, they're shapeshifting on live TV.
Look,
it's right here.
You're harvesting humans for food.
Because y'all pineal gland calcified. I don't get it.
So what they do is they feed off negative energy.
Malachi said, "You seen somebody come out of the scriptures with that doctrine?"
No.
Bro, he tried to break it down to me. He was trying to get my mind. I'm like, nah. And I just had to stop talking to bro. Like, I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm like, please stop talking to me, bro.
You was in a dangerous fight.
I had to fight myself.
He was gonna convert you.
Yeah, he was trying to get me before.
That would have been the last. We wouldn't have seen Malachi at camp no more after that.
Instead of trying to bring back the lost season, he was trying to battle against the
That's hot, man.
His mind was in the fourth dimension. Malachi still on the third.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
That's how you end up in the Dead Sea Scrolls right there.
All right, when you getting off?
What'd you say?
When you getting off?
I don't know.
You don't
Unfortunately, no.
I know one thing though.
He said I know one thing now. Bro, it's still some stuff me and you gotta go over, bro. Not on here. I'm just saying in general.
All right. I seen you. You sent me a few texts last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Some crazy stuff.
Bad man. I'm gonna hop up out here, man. Take a break.
All right.
Let's see here. I'm gonna bring out a different preset. I think it's Sirach 39. Sirach 39 is hot. Golly, it's hot. All right, I'm gonna read this verse though. There's some hot ones in here. Sirach 39 is 7. I'm gonna start at 6. It says, when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. He shall direct his counsel and knowledge, and in his secrets shall he meditate. In his secrets shall he meditate. You got anything out?
Somebody grab me Romans 8 and 1.
Romans 8. I'm there. You want verse 1, right?
Yep.
And it says, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ, to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. That just got more hot.
It did.
Yeah, it did. That's all I got.
That's it.
That's all I got, baby.
That's all.
He said that's all. He said that's all.
We'll bring that scripture out and not break it down.
Bro, that's saying what it's saying.
Right.
You want me to tell you what it's saying?
Nah, that's cool.
Okay, I was gonna say it's gonna get weird.
That's cool. We don't need you to make it weird. I know you know. All right. Hey, it was actually pretty chill today. We were just chopping up, bobbing, brought some brothers on. I want to start doing that more, man. But if you come up here on folly, be ready.
Folly is what you'll receive.
Come up here doing too much. It could definitely go south.
We'll give you what you want.
I hope the brother really hearken to what we our advisory, what we advise them. Don't skip the whole Bible. If that's the message for the day. You resist the lie. Don't seek out the things that is above your strength and the things that is too high for thee. Be like King David and get weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Get the easy things to be understood. Learn your history. Learn about your people. Learn about your forefathers. Learn about your kings. Learn about the righteous kings. Learn about the wicked kings. Learn about the prophets. Just learn about. You don't have to jump in the prophecy. I know you want to, and I know what it looked like. But it's levels to it. And I'm not saying you can't learn any prophecies, but make sure you're balancing it out with history. You're getting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Make sure you're trying to get knowledge for the right reasons too. That's a big thing. But Sorry, chapter 43 and 30, it says, when you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary, because you can never go far enough. Shawad, man, we're gonna have to start dropping a link, bro, and have you reading for us, bro. Would you be down?
God, I'm down for that, bro.
All right, come on, man. All right, until
All
next
right.
time. What's up, King?
I'm finna call you. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, don't call me.
Bro, I'm gonna say one thing and then we can hang up. That's it.
All right, until next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.